Hello, fellow beekeeper. My name is Maxine, and I am the builder of this template. So I have been keeping bees for 3 seasons now. I might be going into my fourth. And this year, my goal is to take better notes. And when I looked into Notion templates for bees, there really wasn't anything that I was loving. So I built this template just for you, and I'm going to do my best to give you a little walkthrough. If you've never used Notion before, welcome. I love Notion, but this is my first time ever building out a template, so I hope that you love it so much. So if you have found me, you have likely landed here on this Start Here page. So if you are brand new to Notion, what I want you to do is just take note of this little section here. First, you'll have to create a Notion account. It's totally free. It's great if you are going to be using this primarily on your phone. It's great because you can use it on your phone or you can use it on the web browser, right? So, or in an app on your computer, which is where I'm recording this from. So go ahead and create your account if you haven't done that already, and then you'll be able to download this template into your Notion account. Again, totally free because you've already bought this template. So really quick, this is giving you an overview of everything that you can expect here, including this pest and disease reference guide, which I'm really excited about. I worked on with my bee mentor. And then this is how you get started. So if you've never purchased a template before, what you do is you duplicate this template into your own Notion workspace. And then we're going to go into hive profiles, which I'm going to show you. I'll show you inspections, seasonal tasks. I'll show you everything. You already clicked this, hopefully. Here are a few quick things that you can refer back to if you need to, but again, I'm going to explain everything in this video. Now, if you are finding that there's an issue clicking on something, or you're not sure what's going on, or if you're feeling like, you have a great idea for this template and an add-on, please let me know. I would love, love, love to hear from you. This is my email right here. Do that anytime. Something else that's kind of fun is that if you download Notion on your phone, you can use this template like as a widget. So not just a regular Notion icon. I don't know about you. I love a widget. So if you like Notion, you probably like widgets too. So just know that that's possible for you. All right, now let's get into Beekeeper OS. So you went through all of this. Now this brings us to operating. All right. This is your main dashboard, okay? I tried my best to keep it cute for you. What you'll see in here at the top is your hive profiles, inspection logs, seasonal tasks, honey harvest, beekeeping journal. Start Here links you back to the page that we were just on. And then here's your pest and disease reference guide, again, which I'm really proud of. On this homepage, all of these buttons are going to be much more in depth, but this homepage gives you quick access to every single one of those things that we just talked about. So here are your hive profiles, some really quick, like hive A, calm, strong. Everything that you see here is just an example and can be changed around. Your basic beekeeping notes here. So something that's really nice is instead of just like a random jot down in a random notebook, you can have very specific things, which I will go through individually with you. This is just a little note, making sure to check your weather, check it, opening the hive. And then here's seasonal task planner. Again, these are all preloaded for you, but you can change any of these around. And then once you add a date to any of these tasks, this is given categories. Once you add a date, it'll add it directly to this calendar, which is kind of a cool feature. Again, this is the link to the pest and disease reference, which is going to integrate with your calendar and your to-do list. You have your recent inspections and your harvest logs. So let's get into this one at a time. First, we're going to go into hive profiles. Now, you can name your hive whatever you want to name them. Oops. So when you click here, obviously you can rename it. You can give it a little emoji if you want to, just like I did. When you open this up, you'll get a side view. You can change the picture too. So if you have a literal picture of your hives, if they're different colors like mine are, you can go ahead and add that picture here if you want to see it that way. Otherwise, you can leave it as is. Now, so you can see, again, this is an example of hive A. Anytime you open up hive A, all of your history from that hive is going to be here, right? So you have your hive strength, meaning how many bees are there, hive type, honey tracker is all integrated here. Journal entries are integrated here. You can check off if it's overwintered, what queen year it is, quick notes, temperament, year started. And then there are more properties here as well. So there's just a lot of information that you can choose to use or not choose to use. And again, you don't have to even open that up. So when you're on Hive A, if you scroll through, you can see all of these notes here like this. And if you want to add another hive, you just simply add new page, and then you can add all of these properties. So the idea is you can really add as many hive profiles as you want to. And then if you want to delete that, I just delete that. Okay, so that's all there as just examples. And if you delete one of these, it's totally fine. You can just do whatever you want to with it. Now we're back at the home page and we're gonna check out inspection logs. So again, your inspection logs will integrate with your hive. You see that this is linked. This little arrow means it's linked to those hive profiles. So when you can add in a new page, you can call it whatever you want. So if we do summer pest inspection, you can call it that if you want to. Now notice that creates a new page. If I can open it up. And so all of that stuff is empty at this point. You can connect your hive, whatever the hive is, to it. For now, I'm going to delete this. And again, these are all optional categories. Was the queen seen? Are there eggs present? What's the brood pattern like? And in brood pattern, excellent, spotty, right? We don't want any laying workers. Population, high, medium, low. Honey stores, which is especially helpful come late summer, early fall. Temperament, I know I definitely have a spicy hive out there. And then you can even put in here actions taken, notes on that particular hive. Of course, you can add those to your journal entries there too, but it's helpful to just have it all in one place. So now moving back to our home screen. Next, this is one that I'm really excited about, and that is your seasonal task planner. Now in here, you'll see I have a number of things. So you have different categories that you can add to here. We have general pest management, disease monitoring, harvesting, equipment, feeding, winterization. So add whatever category you want. It's just helpful for organizing and seeing things really clearly. You want to pick whatever month you're going to be doing, whether it's to do or in progress or done. That can be really helpful. If you have specific notes or things that you want to add to your spring inspection, you certainly can do that here if you want to. But again, if you scroll over, you can select a specific hive if you want to, or if you leave it blank, obviously it can apply to all of your hives, and then add your notes there as well. And then what's also cool about this is if you put in a scheduled, like a particular date, if you go to the calendar view, right? So this was table view, this is the calendar view. If you go into calendar view, you can see where everything is, right? So I have things for April 1st, which is an inspection. And I actually have it, so in theory, right, next month, you could have all these different times. So you can put it into your calendar as you wish. You'll see a lot of things I just marked for April 1st, or rather for the first of the month. This month I showed you can move things around. If you don't want it on April 1st, you can move it over to April 2nd, okay? And then that will all show up in the table view when you move things around like that. Then and I might even add like an additional little call out here, when you have very specific pest management guidance, we're going to tap here. And there's a few ways to get to this. Now, this is really important. If you're a beekeeper, it's really important that we're staying on top of pests, right? Because that is going to be the end of the hive if we are not staying on top of that. So this is really, really helpful. I tried to make it helpful. Common pest problems, common diseases. When you tap down on any of these things, you can see what it is, what to look for, and what to do about any of these particular things. And if you're ever unsure, just go ahead and talk to your local beekeeper, send a picture over, and that can be sorted through. Now, these next bit of thing that you're going to see, this is seasonal task planner. Specifically, I filtered it so you only see disease monitoring and pest management strategies here. So these are all preloaded into your seasonal task planner. My recommendation is for disease monitoring and pest management that you don't get rid of them, right? So for the last page, if we're in here, you can get rid of any of these. Again, these are all just examples, but anything having to do with pest management and disease monitoring, I do not recommend that you get rid of. And instead, what I would recommend that you do is just pick dates that work for you and where you are. So, you can put in priority, to-do list, etc., date scheduled. And again, all of these things will appear on your calendar. Alrighty, back on the homepage, we are going to go into honey harvest. So isn't this so pretty? Of course. So I just this is very simple, very straightforward. If you create a new page, again, you can name your harvest whatever you want to name it. It doesn't really matter. You can put what hive it came from. If you're spinning all at once, like maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you put in just how many frames were pulled. Maybe you put in total yield. You don't even necessarily have to. You can also change this yield around if you are doing it in ounces. I personally do it in pounds. You can put in the color. You can put in flavor notes if that's your thing. Man, if I get to the point where I'm doing flavor notes, awesome. Processing method. So I did my best to really make sure that everything that you could want is here, including harvest date. And then you could even put in like what you did with it, right? Stored, sold, gifted, or mixed. Mine tends to be mixed. You can associate it with a particular hive if you want to, but that's how you do that. Again, these are just examples that you can go ahead and like delete or rename in whatever way you want to. Next, going back to the home page, Beekeeping journal. Now this is nice. Instead of getting my tiny little notebook, I can just jot things into my journal. Use this however you want to. I even added, just as an example, a link, right? So I have an idea. Maybe I add a water source close to South Hive. So again, it's an idea there, the date of my idea, and then I can put in like this link to what I was thinking about, right? Which is going to bring me to an Amazon page, which I don't even know if I can show you. There's the Amazon page, okay? So once you are, hold on. Yeah, okay. So when you're here, it's either an observation, idea, learning, seasonal note, general. Of course, hopefully we're all learning all of the time. But yeah, you can do all that here. So it's just a way to make quick notes so you don't lose track of your ideas. And again, what's helpful is when you have the widget, if you're out at the hive and you think something, you can just plug it right into your phone. All right, so that is everything. This is your backyard beekeeper operating system. I hope this was really helpful. If you have any questions, again, when you go to the Start Here page, my email is right here. This whole thing is really meant to take you like less than 5 minutes to update and just be able to make quick notes about your hive. So that way you don't have to struggle through the year to remember what's going on. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know and go and enjoy your season and enjoy your hives.